Picture this: two massive gears, one golden, representing the sun, one silver for the moon, grinding against each other in the cosmic clockwork. They never align. They never synchronize. Yet humanity spent millennia trying to force them into harmony, creating calendars that would inevitably break, drift, and demand radical fixes. In 1582, 10 days simply vanished from existence. People went to sleep on October 4th and woke up on October 15th. Riots erupted. Workers demanded their lost wages. The Catholic Church had literally deleted time itself. But here's the thing. This wasn't the first time humans had to perform emergency surgery on their calendars, and it wouldn't be the last. Every calendar you've ever used, every birthday you've celebrated, every deadline you've stressed about exists because ancient astronomers discovered a maddening truth. The universe refuses to give us neat, round numbers. The tropical year runs for exactly 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 45 seconds. The moon completes its cycle in 29 days, 12 hours, 44 minutes, and 3 seconds. Try dividing one by the other. Go ahead. You'll get a number so messy it would make any accountant weep. This is the story of humanity's war against cosmic inconvenience, fought with mathematics, decree, and sometimes just pure stubbornness. From Egyptian priests watching the Nile flood drift through their calendar, to Chinese astronomers inserting entire ghost months, from Julius Caesar's brute force solution to Pope Gregory's surgical precision, every civilization has grappled with the same impossible puzzle. And the solution? Well, there isn't one. Not really. Even our modern Gregorian calendar is slowly failing, accumulating errors second by second, building toward another crisis our descendants will have to solve around the year 4800. Let me take you back to where it all started. In the shadow of the pyramids, where Egyptian timekeepers made a choice that would haunt them for over a millennium. Around 2780 BC, they looked at the chaos of trying to track both sun and moon and said essentially, I should forget the moon. Done. They created a civil calendar of exactly 365 days. No leap years, no adjustments. Just 12 months of 30 days each, plus 5 extra days tacked on at the end. Clean, simple. Wrong. See, that missing quarter day, those 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 45 seconds, might seem trivial. But give it 4 years and you've lost a full day. Give it 120 years and summer festivals are happening in spring. Give it 730 years and you've drifted through half the calendar. The Egyptian priests knew this. They watched their most sacred observances slide slowly backward through the seasons like a ship with a broken anchor. The heliacal rising of Sirius, which was supposed to predict the Nile flood, would align with their calendar only once every 1,160 years, what they called the Sothic cycle. Imagine being a priest in ancient Memphis, inheriting text from your grandfather describing flood rituals in the 4th month of summer, only to look outside and see spring flowers blooming. Your sacred calendar, the very foundation of religious and civil life, had become a liar. Some priests created shadow calendars, tracking the real seasons alongside the official dates. Others simply accepted the drift as divine will. After all, if the gods wanted the calendar to match the heavens, surely they would have made the numbers work out evenly. But while Egypt stubbornly clung to its sliding calendar, astronomers in Babylon were taking a different approach. They wanted it all: months that followed the moon's phases and years that tracked the sun's journey. The problem? 12 lunar months give you 354 days, leaving you 11 days short of a solar year. Their solution was elegantly brutal. Just add an extra month when things got too far out of whack. Around 500 BC, Babylonian astronomers made a breakthrough that would echo through history. They discovered that 19 solar years almost exactly equaled 235 lunar months. The difference was just under 2 hours. This meant that if you added 7 extra months spread across each 19-year cycle, you could keep the lunar calendar reasonably aligned with the seasons. This pattern, later called the Metonic cycle after the Greek who popularized it, became the hidden rhythm behind Jewish, Chinese, and eventually Christian religious calendars. But here's where it gets interesting. The Babylonians didn't just calculate this cycle, they built an entire predictive system around it. Cuneiform tablets from the period show intricate tables marking which years would need a 13th month. Years 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17, and 19 of each cycle would get an extra month wedged in, usually a second version of the 12th month. It was like a cosmic subscription service. Every 19 years, you'd get the same pattern of long and short years. Yet even this sophisticated system had its critics. Some astronomers pointed out that those insignificant 2 hours of error per cycle would eventually add up. Others worried about the practical chaos of having years of different lengths. Imagine trying to calculate interest on a loan when some years had 13 months. But for cultures that needed to keep religious observances tied to both moon and sun, the Metonic cycle was the best compromise available. Meanwhile, in Rome, calendar keeping had devolved into political chaos. The Roman calendar, supposedly reformed by King Numa in the 700s BC, was a mess of 304-day years, with occasional extra months inserted by the Pontifex Maximus. In theory, this kept things aligned. In practice, corrupt officials would add or skip intercalary months to extend their terms of office or hasten elections. By Julius Caesar's time, the calendar was running nearly 3 months ahead of the seasons. Spring festivals were happening in winter. The situation was intolerable. Caesar, fresh from his campaigns in Egypt where he'd seen their 365-day calendar, decided on a radical solution. Working with the astronomer Sothic, he decreed that the year 46 BC would last 445 days, the infamous Lunar year of confusion, to reset everything. Then starting in 45 BC, every year would have exactly 365 days, with an extra day added every 4th year. Simple, mechanical, no more political manipulation. The Julian calendar was a marvel of brute force engineering. It assumed each year was exactly 365.25 days long. Close enough, right? Well, not quite. The actual tropical year is about 11 minutes and 14 seconds shorter than that. It's a tiny error. You'd need to wait about 128 years to drift a single day. But Caesar's calendar would run for over 1,600 years. Do the math. By the 1500s, that tiny annual error had compounded into a 10-day problem. The first people to really notice were the clergy. Easter, the most important Christian holiday, was calculated based on the spring equinox. But by the 16th century, the equinox was arriving on March 11th instead of March 21st. Easter was creeping earlier and earlier, threatening to eventually collide with Christmas. The theological implications were staggering. If Christ's resurrection was celebrated at the wrong time, were the prayers still valid? Were souls at risk? Pope Gregory III assembled a team of astronomers and mathematicians to fix the mess. Their solution had 2 parts. First, they would delete 10 days outright. October 4th, 1582 would be followed immediately by October 15th. Second, they would refine the leap year rule. Century years would no longer be leap years unless divisible by 400. So 1600 would leap, but 1700, 1800, and 1900 would not. This gave an average year length of 365.2425 days, off by just 26 seconds per year. The deletion of those 10 days caused exactly the chaos you'd expect. Servants demanded full pay for October. Landlords wanted full rent. People worried they'd lost 10 days of their lives. Protestant countries rejected the reform as a Catholic plot. England held out until 1752, by which time they had to delete 11 days. Russia waited until 1918, losing 13 days in the process. The Orthodox Church split over the issue, with some branches still using the Julian calendar today. But here's the beautiful irony. Even Gregory's near-perfect fix isn't permanent. Those 26 seconds of annual error are still accumulating, like water drops slowly filling a bucket. In about 3,200 years, we'll have drifted another full day. The year 4800 will need another correction, another deletion or addition, another moment when humanity collectively agrees to adjust their count of days. Some have proposed ultra-precise corrections, perhaps skipping 1 leap year every 3,200 years. Others suggest we should switch to a calendar based on decimal time or abandon solar alignment altogether. But each proposal runs into the same ancient problem. Time is political. Every calendar reform creates winners and losers, changes power structures, disrupts traditions. The Gregorian calendar conquered the world not because it was perfect, but because European colonization spread it by force and international commerce demanded standardization. Think about that the next time you check your phone's calendar. Those neat little squares, those predictable months and weeks represent thousands of years of mathematical compromise, political maneuvering, and stubborn resistance to cosmic inconvenience. We live our entire lives by a system that's literally incorrect. A beautiful lie we all agree to believe because the alternative is chaos. And perhaps that's the real lesson hidden in this chronicle of drifting days and deleted time. Human civilization isn't built on perfect systems, but on shared agreements, on collective decisions to ignore small errors for the sake of stability. Every calendar is a treaty between humanity and the universe, written in days and months instead of words. We promise to pretend that years have whole numbers of days. The universe promises to keep spinning anyway. The next time someone tells you we've mastered time, remember those 26 seconds ticking away, building toward a crisis our great-great-great-grandchildren will have to solve. Remember the Egyptian priests watching their festivals drift through the seasons. Remember the 10 days that vanished in 1582, leaving confused citizens wondering if they'd aged in their sleep. Time isn't something we've conquered. It's something we've agreed to miscalculate together, one imperfect calendar at a time. The universe gave us cycles that refuse to align, a cosmic joke written in celestial mechanics. But instead of accepting the chaos, we've spent millennia building increasingly clever ways to pretend the numbers work out. That's not a failure of human ambition. That's its greatest triumph. We looked at an irrational universe and imposed our own rational order, even knowing it was doomed to eventually fail. If that's not the most human thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. Want to dive deeper into humanity's endless war against inconvenient numbers? Check out our episode on how the metric system nearly gave us 10-day weeks and 100-minute hours. Because if you think calendar reform was chaotic, wait until you hear what happened when revolutionary France tried to decimalize time itself. That story's waiting for you right here. Subscribe and join us as we uncover more moments when humanity tried to rewrite the rules of existence and occasionally succeeded.